Hello, welcome to episode 4 in the Map Devlog series. What have I been up to? What have I done? Well, I've been getting very tired of building that library. I'll tell you, the museum, I'll tell you that. Oh, dear me. Lesson 1. If you're going to build something, start small. It's just crazy. Anyway, let's see what we've added. Well, I've added a little bit to the NPC pathing. So let's say I wanted to talk to this guy, but he's just running away. And I thought, well, I wouldn't mind having a patrolling guard. He's going to be walking around the museum. And I want to go and talk to him. So I've added, we had player waiting, which means if I get too far away, he'll stop. But I've added player stopping. Now he stops when I get close to him. So that's good. So let's get him on his way and we'll do player stop. So I go to talk to him and he stops. But he doesn't look at me yet. So I've got a little extra tag as well. So now if I get close, he'll look at me as well. So now we can stop NPCs that are wandering around and have a chat with them. And then as we walk off, he'll go, okay, right, you don't want to talk to me anymore. I'll keep going on my journey. So we've added that. Let's untag him. Okay, you right there, Bob? Cool. We've built some more library. Let's pop into spectator. That's not spectator. Because we can fly quicker, can't we? There we go. Up we go. Now I've done a little bit of work in here. Ooh, now we're flying too fast. Okay, all the bookshelves are empty, and I think they are actually in real life as well. I think this is enough for now. The player can still get up here and look through the window. They can go, I think we might add some lore somewhere. Maybe someone says, yes, all the artifacts have been taken out of the museum because we're being refurbished. And that'll also explain why these rooms in here are empty. So I wasn't going to allow the player in here yet, but I needed somewhere. They needed to be able to see stuff, and I just kept building. It's like, well, we've got a door here, so we can stop here, and then we've still got in here. We've got this bit. We've got out here. There's nothing behind those doors. We can travel down here, back into here. This was that little sort of secret room. I don't know if this is how you get in it, and I have no idea if this is what the room looks like. But I built it anyway. Now, I didn't have to build this room, because in real life, there are blinds all the way along these windows, and these ones are sealed up, and the Members Cafe has blinds as well, so that was pretty cool. I didn't have to build any of that. So this is all empty. But I have built just the end there, because you can see it through here. So here's our shop. It's a little bit short and fat, but who cares? And we've got some stuff in here as well. This will all be turned into bookshelves and statues, but as I say, the player's not coming in here yet. Excuse me. And it was at this point that I was starting to get pretty fed up with building. And I thought, okay, we'll do down here. There's big areas in here. So I've just blocked it off with doors. This bit was kind of curvy and circular. I thought I'm not having that, so a bit of artistic license. It's now square. There's nothing behind here either. There's a cinema. There's a couple of cinemas and teaching rooms behind here. We've got to put some stuff along here. The lifts are all just sealed up. Okay, there's nothing down here really. We'll decorate it a bit though. In fact, in real life, there's just a couple of tables anyway. That's it. And then I went, okay, we'll do the next room. We'll do the actually only room we're going to use, which is this room, just in this corner where the crystal skull will be. But there's stairs in here, so we had to go down the stairs. Now, luckily enough, there's a nice little door here, so I didn't have to decorate in here, where there is actually a lift, which goes back up to here. I've got a couple of toilets, and I was like, no, I've had enough of doing the museum now. I'm going to go off and build something else. So I went to the office and I did a little bit of decoration. There we go. Got a bit of decoration. Got the computer in now. Not much. Just, spent sort of like 10-15 minutes doing a bit of decoration. And we've added a cupboard because I want to come back here later. So when we start, the cupboard's going to be, I don't know, jammed shut or something, so we can't get in there. We'll have to come back. And down here we've added the Go To Map button. Okay, first I think we start in the office. The office leads us to the museum, and the museum will lead us to the warehouse, and the warehouse leads us to the next location. And I thought, well, this sounds a bit linear. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4. We just go on different directions. So I'll show you Puzzle Dependency Chart that I made later. So it's a case if you go to the museum will unlock the caves over there, and it will unlock the warehouse. But you'll have to go to the warehouse. I'll show you the chart. Let's have a look at the locations. So we'll arrive down here. And I think this is the style I'm going to keep for most of the locations. They're going to be in black boxes like this, and you can just have a look around. It makes it very obvious, where the player can go. Oh, I can't get in there. Warehouse 11, no. And the address we'll have is warehouse 12. It's like, oh, we've got to get in there, but we can't. How can we get in? We'll have something so they can, maybe some wire cutters or something. They can cut through there. And then they can go inside to warehouse 13. Maybe they'll climb up. There'll be a broken window or something. Oh, we can come out here. Here we go, out the crane entrance. They can run along the ledge. They can jump over. They can climb in through the broken window into warehouse 12. So that's a way they can advance. There's a little sort of red herring, which we'll use later. There's a water pipe, which leads into this water room. We say, oh, we go in here. Oh, you can't. It's underwater. Okay, we'll come up here. And then somewhere in here or in the warehouse, we'll have a tap. Like we had the water valve in one of our tutorial episodes. And we'll turn off the water and then the player will be able to go in there as well. Another location is the caves. That's over here. So they'll arrive just here. Here we are. Go back to the map. So here we are. I suppose this is Chislehurst Caves. We've got a little shop. Just done a little bit of decoration. Nothing too crazy. Just a little bit. I might keep the decoration quite minimal, to be honest. I think this could do with a little bit more. Some pictures and stuff. I don't want to go too much now. What a nice tree. Here's the entrance to the caves. But we'll get here and it'll sort of like, oh, I'm not going in the cave. It's too dark. I'll need a light before I go in there. But it's not really that dark, is it? It will be once we've sealed up the caves. They'll come around in here. They'll find an item which they can use somewhere else. They might find this door as well. This door, I'm thinking, will be probably a keypad door or something. They've got to find the code somewhere else, and then they can go through further into the caves. So now I've stopped doing the museum. We've actually started building a few things, and the story sort of coming together a bit more. Let's have a look at the Puzzle Dependency Chart, which I don't think I've even got open at the moment. So that's me being prepared. I did have it open, and then I turned my computer off. And when I turned my computer back on, I obviously didn't have it open anymore. So let's just wait for it to load up. I'm assuming, yeah, I can see it on my other monitor. It's loading up. So I found this free program called YED, I think it's called, YED, and it's a flowchart program. And I thought I'll use that to make my puzzle dependency chart, because I don't want to go office, museum, warehouse, cave, and then just keep going one location to the next. I wanted there to be a bit of sort of interaction. So let's open up our PDC, our Puzzle Dependency Chart. Here it is. Okay, so we've got some different, this is a key on the side. So blue is in interact with the environment. Unlock location, collect an item, interact with an NPC, use an item, use a journal page. So we can see here what we're doing. We start in the office and we read the email. That unlocks a museum. And then we can get the number plate from the guard. Or we can get an item, I've put ticket stub for now, which will unlock the caves. So if let's say we get the number plate, we go home, we use the number plate in the computer with our journal, we unlock the warehouse. And from the warehouse, well, we can't cut the fence because we need the wire cutters. But we can get the lantern. And if we go back to the museum and we've got the ticket stub, that unlocks the caves. But we can't enter the cave until we've got the lantern. So we have to have the lantern and the caves unlocked. Then we can enter the caves. That will get us the crowbar. The crowbar we can use to unjam our cupboard door. That will get us the wire cutters. And now we've got the warehouse unlocked and the wire cutters. We can get through the fence and enter warehouse 13. It's just, so it's, the idea being we don't just have, we don't have like puzzle or location, and it's just sort of like one, you've done that one, done that one, done that one. We want it to be a bit more interesting. So we've got so do that location. Now this location is open as well. Maybe then it opens another location and another, and we go around in circles. We obviously don't want to go around too complicated. We don't want anything like this because the player will just get confused. So this has been quite helpful for sort of improving the puzzles. In fact, I just sat staring at this for ages the other night and realised I hadn't done anything for about an hour because I was watching YouTube. So that was a good use of my time. What we're going to add in here next is, well, I think this little puzzle sequence here is probably sort of confusing enough. So we start with no choices apart from to read the email. Once we unlock the museum, we branch out into 2 different branches and both come to the warehouse. But after we've been to the warehouse, we have to go back to the caves. And then after we've been to the caves, we have to go back to the office. And then once we've done that, we can then progress through warehouse 13. So it sort of expands open with some multiple paths, and then it all condenses down into one path again. And then when we come out this side, probably what we'll do is we'll say, right, now you're in warehouse 13, you can do this, or you can do this, and these will go off to multiple paths, and it'll expand a bit. There'll be some stuff people can do. Maybe they even have to go back to the office to check another number plate. Maybe they have to go to the museum to ask someone a question. They're going to have to go back to the cave to get through that iron door at some point. So it's a case of your options expand, and then so here we are, options expand here, and then they all shrink down to one little bottleneck. Once you've got through there, it opens up again and expands. It stops the player. The idea being, if the player's only got one thing they can do, they're going to be, if they get stuck, it's like, oh, well, I haven't got anything else to do. I am stuck. It's not as fun. But if they get stuck on one thing and they've still got something else they can do, so like, oh, I'll leave that for now. I'll go and see if I can solve this puzzle. So it's nice if there's sort of like 2, 3 or 4 different puzzles that they can work on at the same time. We want to be giving players information as well. So let's say they go and see, let's go back. Let's switch to creative because it's quicker to get around because I got myself a book. Let's say they come here. They could see that. Maybe if they interact with the fence, it'll say, oh, if only I had something to cut the wire. And then they're like, oh, I don't know what. Maybe they find an item. They find the item down here. That's they can find a lantern because I've added the lantern now. They need that for the cave. But they might not know that yet. This might be the first place they've come to. But they've got a dynamic lantern. Okay. So now they can go off to the cave. So off we go. Travel off to the cave. We go in. We have a look around because we've got the lantern now so we can see where we're going. We pick up the crowbar. Crowbar's going to be left, I don't know, one of the corners or something. Okay, I've got the crowbar. What do I do with the crowbar? Well, when I was at home, the guy said, because someone's going to try and open this door, they'll open it, it'll go bang, bang, bang. Oh, it's my workshop door. The cupboard's jammed. If only I had my crowbar, but it's inside the workshop. And they'll go, oh, I've got a crowbar now. I can get in. In here, maybe there's some wire cutters. You pick up your wire cutters. That takes you back to the warehouse. Back we go. Woink. I use my wire cutters. We get through. And we're in. Okay. So you can see the sort of idea is we want to keep reusing locations. That is why I added this little hole here. This is not going to be the way in, because when the player first arrives, they're going to try and swim around here. They're not going to be able to jump up. They might try and jump over. I'm not very good at parkour. I couldn't make this jump, but I stuck some barriers on top anyway. Yes, it does mean the player can walk along here like that, but doesn't really matter. As long as they can't jump over, that's the main thing. So they look around. They're not going to find the way, but they might come down here. They've got the lantern, so they could turn that on. And they might go, ooh, I could swim through that. Swim. There we go. Swim. And they'll swim through. And they'll come in here. They might try the door. It'll say this door can't be opened because there's water in the way. You've got the idea. I think I've already mentioned this. And there'll be a valve to turn it off later when they come back. And then we'll want them to go back to the museum. Maybe they go back to the museum, which I've called library, haven't I? Yeah, I called it the library for some reason. I think it's because I was building the library at the time. Maybe they come back here and speak to someone who's like, oh, I've got this to show you. What can you tell me about it? I can tell you that comes from deepest, darkest Peru. It's a marmalade sandwich, if you get that reference. And then you go to the map, and the map has unlocked Peru, and off you go to Peru. I could keep going. I just keep waffling on and on. So that's what we've done. Let's have a look from the bottom. It's dark down here now, thanks to that giant museum. So that's what I've been up to. We've actually got some stuff sort of coming together. We've only got the computer in terms of sort of commands behind the actual thing. But I'm thinking it's almost time. I think I'm going to finish off this location. And I will finish off the little strange water room. I'm not going to use it now. It won't be till later on, but I'll probably finish this off. And then I think I might move on to actually sort of making the commands so we could test out the beginning. So it'd be nice if we could actually run through it. Start in the office, read the email, get teleported to the museum, talk to the guy, and actually do this first bit. And while I'm actually playing through it and testing it, making the resets and stuff, I'm hoping it'll give me other ideas. Now, I don't want to go too crazy and just set everything in stone or spend hours and hours and hours getting it all working, because I would like to think, actually, I want to change something. Let's move it around a bit. But I'm reasonably happy with what we've got. So we've got 4 different locations, but you do have to go back to previous locations to get stuff done and work stuff out. So that is the progress on the map. I think I've added the caves, Chislehurst Caves. Now, in actual relation to the map, they're probably down over there somewhere. In reality, I have just stuck them here. I've pulled the caves all the way up into there's Greater London, sort of into the centre of London. What I might do, because we've set this up so we can define these, each one has a different colour, I might say red means it's sort of in the area, and maybe we have orange, which means you can go there, but it's just off the map. So the Highgate Cemetery and Chislehurst Caves would be orange because they're not actually at that location. Just means you go down the road. But I don't want to do a whole extra map just for it. Not worth it. Okay, so am I all dark here now? Let's go somewhere where there's some light. Stupid museum. There we go. Got some frog lights down here. So you've got the rough idea of what we're going to be doing. If you've got any suggestions, or say, hey, it'd be cool if you did this, or don't do anything too crazy. Don't say, hey, it'd be cool if a UFO came down and 1,000 aliens came out and took over the world, because I don't think I'm going to be making that. But if you've already got any cool story ideas, something they could find in the warehouse or other places they could go, please let me know in the comments. Ideas are always helpful. Anyway, busy day for me. I've caught you up on what I've been up to. I'll see you soon. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.